Hello, everyone. Good day, and welcome again to One Global Movement Building Hopes and Dreams, where we come together to build the hopes and dreams of children, young people, women, and therefore families worldwide. The greatest gift to mankind is the gift of children. We know that. We all are children too because we have parents. And therefore, we have been commissioned by the creator of the universe to be stewards to our children, to young people. But we cannot be stewards to children and young people without being stewards to our own self. Self discipline is very important. And we are here because one man brought this world family together, the first of its kind that I've ever seen. And I know a lot of people too. And we all here bringing together 1.4 million founding member accounts so that together we can bring kindness to the world. We can bring hope to the world. We can unite the world under one umbrella to do good instead of dividing, to close the gaps that have been placed in the world that is hurting children, it's hurting young people, it's hurting women, it's even hurting us, the parents, as well. So what can we do to be sure that these things don't occur? So this is what we are here all about. And that is what Mr. Ashmufara brought us together in On Passive. And therefore asking us to take this into our different endeavors, into our goals and our dreams, our values, according to our beliefs, our culture, without being forceful or forcing anything on any child. And so we are so grateful, first of all, to Almighty God, who created Mr. Ashmufara to bring us together. And I'm grateful too, because without Mr. Ashmufara, I would not have you guys here. I will not have these very beautiful minds that are also bent on changing the lives of children and young people in the world, especially our big sister here that has been here. And thank God that every day, beautiful faces, people that are bent with Mr. Ashmufara to champion the cause of humanity are here, providing clean, safe, and valuable solutions to all sectors of the economy, beginning with our children and young people and women, in whether it is in education, whether it is in business, whether it is in whatever kind of religion you are, whether it is in family, whether it is in a social platform, whether it is in politics, whatever. These are the kind of things that he's bringing to the world, but from the heart, because you cannot pretend to change humanity without having a good heart. And that is what he stands for. And therefore, it is our responsibility before God and man to use what Mr. Ashmufara has brought here to change, to transform the world, eliminating barriers, divides, uniting every child, so that when a child lives from the United States to India, from Cameroon to Canada, they are united, knowing that they belong, not the divide. The discrimination has to go. Discrimination is everywhere, but we don't have to listen to that because that's not the way God created us. And therefore, the question becomes, who are you? Who are you? Who created you? Why were you created and placed on this earth? What is your mission? What is your dream? What have you set out to achieve for yourself, to God, and your children? Is what we are here without any pretense. We are not here to pretend. One global movement is born out of a child's dream, a child that went through a lot. And looking around the world, children are going through a lot. And we are paying a deaf ear and a blind eye like we don't see. But Mr. Ashmufara saw that and said, I am going to change the world through the eyes of a little boy that was not going to school, was hovering around, maybe looking for food, or maybe didn't have a family, walking bare feet. Walking bare feet is not even the case, because sometimes walking bare feet helps a lot. It heals. But we are here today. He has gone through a lot, through challenges, but he says, regardless of what happens, I will make it happen. That kind of determination that says, either I do it or I die. And that is what I am here for. Me, I'm not going to work. I take self-retirement because I want to focus on what matters, because children are going through a lot in the world and nobody's paying attention. They're only paying attention to hoard money, to hoard properties, to do things that are not okay. But what are you doing? Ask yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing that is helping these children? Even those that governments have been relegated to the background, that are living in the forest because of discrimination, because of the color of their skin, because they don't want them to belong. What are you doing? Are you part of that? That is relegating people from the background. But let us remember, humanity is one. We came out of the same womb, from the same father, the same mother. The colors shouldn't have to divide us. Our way of life shouldn't have to divide us, because God created us with the differences, with different gifts, so that would be our own beauty in the same diversity that God created us. So we need to do this. If you are here, sitting here, and you see somebody that is being discriminated upon, or a child that is being discriminated upon, and you pay a blind eye and a deaf ear, you are contributing to what is going on in the world. And we don't want that. For me, I don't want it, because I don't want it for my own children. And so do you. So today, we are in the Mantle of Hope Revolution, part 301, Sowing Seeds of Change, a way of cultivating global kindness. Sowing seeds of change, a way of cultivating global kindness. And I take this very, very important, everything that we are doing here, because I was in that place as a child, where nobody should ever pray or make any child to visit. And therefore, I want to thank our brothers here, Sir Ajaye Prasad and Sir Hapul Rai, who have joined us here today. Sometimes I put those things out there to encourage people to join. We want to give our children choices, and we want to include them in everything, like Mr. Ashmufara included us. So in order to do that, we want to encourage people, whether you speak English or you don't speak, your language is perfect. God created that language for a reason. Speak in your language. There are people here that will understand that language. Therefore, you have changed lives. Don't sit back and say, oh, I don't know English. I speak 8 languages, okay? And I don't even speak English well, all right? But I am determined to do it. And therefore, our sister here too. So we encourage, bring your children, encourage them little by little, don't force them. Let them come here. We want to hear from them. We want to make them ambassadors to the world, building their portfolio in the world, so that these children will not have to go through what we are going through. They will building that generational wealth one step at a time. There are programs here that we've already started: 5 Chicks per Child program, a Seeds program, and other programs that are underway. But what program does it work? What program do you have in India that works for the children in India? We want to be able to hear, so that we can begin to build those children's portfolio and their life. By the time they are 17, 18, 19, they already have their own economic stability to be able to study, to build their businesses, and also to help their families, so that their children will also be educated. Education in love, not just classroom education. Education in love, in integrity, in high ethical standards, and to be able to understand that they can help another person, not discriminate against another person, not hurt another person, not bully another person, not call names. To know that mankind is one. There's only one human race. Does not matter whether I'm from Cameroon, whether I'm from Jamaica, whether I'm from India. Human race is one. We need to bring the world to one, just the way Mr. Ashmufara is trying to do. So I thank you guys so much, brothers. Keep coming. Keep coming. If you don't know where the link is, ask the managing director, John Barilla. He will let you guys know, because we need. Here comes another one again on stage here. Thank you so much. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Vimlesh Kumar, thank you so much for joining us here. Wow, thank you guys so much. The Indians are pushful, very, very pushful. Thank you. Thank you. So again, let's repeat the topic. Contribute. Don't just say hello. Contribute. What do you think? No answer is wrong. No question is wrong. Ask questions, contribute. So again, the theme is sowing seeds of change, a way of cultivating global kindness. Kindness, kindness is very important. And this is what we all need. You cannot pretend to love a child when you're not kind to your own children or to yourself. When you do something, pat yourself on the back and say, yes, I did it. You guys just did something here. You might think I'm just coming to One Global Movement, but this is something that you've done. You have to pat yourself on the back and say, finally, I got on the stage of One Global Movement so that together we can begin to build this monster that Mr. Ash Mufara is creating in the world. So I really thank you guys so much for being here today. I keep inviting you. Bring your children. These children need to take this stage, and we sit back and listen as parents. All right? So thank you so much. So every act of kindness is a seed, a little seed planted in the soil of humanity. When we sow these seeds of change, we cultivate a world where compassion, sympathy, empathy, and kindness blooms and peace thrives. And we do it. Just don't talk loud. Don't shuffle in people's faces. Just do it because that's the right thing to do. And before you know, people will start to change in your home, in your neighborhood, in your environment, in your country because of the way you show kindness. And sowing seeds of change is more than an act. It's not a play. It's not something that you just come, let me just show off here. It's not an act. It's a movement. And the movement started with Unpassive. But it also started with me when I was a little girl at the age of 11. It is a movement. As we water these seeds, you don't just plant a seed in a child and you let it be. Are you talking, discussing with your child, trying to get your child involved in his finding his identity or her identity, or trying to see what God has put in the child, discussing it without imposing, without telling the child, go be a medical doctor, go be this, go be that? You listen to the child, but it starts from day one. The minute you give birth to that child, you start right there. What are you telling that child? That you are blessed and highly favored, that greatness runs in your DNA because that's who you are. God created all of us with greatness. What are you telling your child? But even so, when your wife is pregnant, or your girlfriend, if I should say that, what are you telling that baby in the womb? When that baby is moving in the stomach, are you just letting your wife stay with that baby without you reading to that baby in the stomach? That's what we are talking about here. So as we water these seeds with love, number one is love, the true love that comes from Almighty God, and understanding, we create a garden of global kindness that can heal the world. Kindness heals the world. What you guys have done here today is kindness. You're doing it first to yourself, to your children, and therefore to One Global Movement and One Global Movement to Unpassive. Because here we are doing what Unpassive is doing to the world. And thank God that it matches exactly with the vision of One Global Movement. Change begins with a single seed. Don't sit and say, oh, I don't have money. I don't have this. Say, I am wealthy because I am one of the wealthiest women in the world, if I should say that. I am, because God has given me everything that I need. It is just left for me to take action. Even action in my difficulties, in my challenges, in my storms. Don't sit and say, I'm not well. When you're not well, when you sit in one spot, you're not going to get well. You keep doing something. Unless you cannot absolutely do it, which means you're focusing on healing, trying to heal, to consult your doctor, to check to make sure that you're okay. But change begins with a single seed. When we sow seeds of kindness, we create a ripple effect that grows into a forest. When you start small, before you know, you water it, you nurture, you pray over the seed, you talk to the seed. Before you know, it starts shooting in branches, and then it starts going, just like the bamboo tree. Before you know, you have affected the whole world with kindness. We create a ripple effect that grows into a forest of compassion, a forest of kindness, of love, a forest of empathy, spreading warmth across the globe from our hearts. Very important. Sow the seeds of kindness in every heart, every child, every woman, every man you touch. These small acts are the foundation of a brighter, more compassionate world where change is not just hope for, but create it. What are you creating? Are you creating that hope? What are you doing? Or you're just waiting for somebody to do something. What are you doing? When you wait for somebody to do something for you, they don't do it. God has created you with all the tools to do it. And Mr. Ashmufara is helping us with those tools now to do what we need to do. Don't just sit, do something. Like you hop on here today. That's thank God you did that. You didn't just sit back, but you did it. But we need more, and our children here. So as we sow the seeds of change with every act of kindness, we are shaping a future where unity, togetherness, love, and peace will flourish, turning our collective dreams of peace into reality. We are living a dream that Mr. Ashmi Farrar brought to us. Otherwise, you will not know me. I will not know you. This is where it starts. Not the money, money, money. Money is the last thing. If you don't do this, that money will never serve you. That money will be a plague to you. So we are doing this act of kindness, of love, every day, every day. What can I do? What can I help the government with? Can I go and register to pick dirt on the streets to clean our community? What can I do for the government? I shouldn't just be asking from the government. What can I do? What can I do to the children? Go to the library and go and read to the children in the library, or form something in your home with the knowledge and understanding of the parents, and bring these kids together and teach them and read to them, or just sit there and encourage them with a meal to read their books. That's what you can do. There is always something to be done. So as we sow the seeds of change with every act of kindness, we are shaping a brighter future for all our children. So thank you guys so much. You heard the topic. I'm going to read the topic again. We all need to contribute to this topic. Sowing seeds of change, a way of cultivating global kindness. I speak with a lot of passion. I speak with a lot of power because I know what I'm talking about. I know what children are going through. I know what young people are going through because I have been there. I've lived it. I know what I'm talking about. And we see it every day. There are people on the streets, they can't eat. People that have gone mentally sick, and we just pass by and say, oh, they are crazy. They are crazy. When you say they are crazy, you are the first person who is crazy for calling them that name. What are you doing? Are you going on the street to make sure that they have food to eat? Or you're taking them to help them with showers, but being very careful? We're not asking children to do that, but you have to do that with the supervision of your parents or the adults around you. What are you doing? Are we just sitting here waiting? When the apples are coming, what have you done for the apples to come? We got to do something for the apples to come. So, sister, I will let us contribute one after the other and do
I would like. Wouldn't you like to have our guests say something?
Let our
first?
guests go first. I would like our guests, Sir Ajaye Prasad and Sir Hapul, to say something first before we go ahead. Come on, go ahead. Don't be shy. Just bust out. We are here in a discussion. Bust out and say something.
अजय सर आप आ रहे हैं? मैं हूँ.
It's your turn to speak. Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Give me opportunity. Thank you, sister. I am Ajay Prasad from India, Jharkhand state. Is occupation medical profession. I am God's opportunity is the on passive founder is very excited. I am invited me Mr. Harful Roy from New Delhi, India. Personal invited me. Very crazy person. Your all meeting has attendance. All meeting little 1 hour, half hour, Google Meet and other platform and personal YouTube channel is God Pray Mr. S. Mofaris CEO and all family world organization all per day has been God pray. His instruction has been follow. OES system is very excited. My learning process is AI learning process coming soon. Learning. I am very excited, ma'am. Thank you. Give me opportunity. I am first joining his meeting. Is I am very excited, man. Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for that brilliant introduction. And thank you for being determined to be here. And we understood everything. You know English, you understand. Even if you don't, you have namaste. You can speak in your language. So, Sir Hapul, it's your turn. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Yvonne Mundih sister calling me, and thank you to all the and my English is no well, so I am speak in Hindi. No any problem?
No, go ahead, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Myself हरपुल राय, मैं हरपुल राय राजस्थान दिल्ली से इंडिया से हूँ और मैं एक रिटायर्ड पर्सन, मैं फौज से रिटायर्ड हूँ और एक ऑन पैसिव स्टूडेंट। सर के विजन और मिशन के मैं हमेशा साथ हूँ और हमेशा उनके विजन और मिशन को साथ आगे बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ और हमेशा मैं इस एनी मंथ से मैं जुड़ने की कोशिश करता हूँ और मेरा फेथ मेरी ऑन पैसिव पे प्लस मेरी इस कंपनी पे मिस्टर एस मुफारे सर के साथ, और मैं ऑन पैसिव को दिल से लिया है, हार्ट से लिया है। और मैं पहले थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश में बोलने की कोशिश करता हूँ, फिर यदि इंग्लिश बेस्ट नहीं हुई तो फिर मैं हिंदी में बोलूंगा।
Thank you so much, sir, for that brilliant introduction.
यस, मैं थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश में बोलना चाहता हूँ, यदि माय इंग्लिश यदि आप समझ पाएंगे तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ। ए रे ऑफ होप awaits for family units if we begin to take the time to nurture the purpose and values that lead to your peace and spiritual discernment. Joseph side, a house divided and pregnant against itself cannot long stand.
Thank you.
And it's between you and us a ray of hope, walking up of given company and CEO Mr. S. Mufare sir, is it his side time, freedom, money freedom, however his never side will win 100%.
Yes. Thank
As
you.
change is the law of nature.
Thank you
On
so much.
passive has planet the seed of change over the world. Thank you. Thank you,
so much.
sister.
Thank you. I really like those kind of bold moves. Thank you so much. Keep encouraging our children to be here. Sister, we want to hear from you on this theme of today.
Thank you. But that was brilliant. And Sir AP gave a quick little translation, his chat of what Mr. Harpool just said. He said that he is always with unpassive with heart. That's what he said. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Harpool. Okay. And so my contribution is kindness is not about people pleasing. This is what some people think it is. It's not that. People pleasing comes from a place of anxiety. We want to be liked or whatever it is, but that's not the point. While kindness comes from a place of empathy, we put ourselves in the other person's shoe, right? Kindness does not expect any recognition. When you hold the door for somebody, when you smile at somebody, it doesn't even matter if they smile back, but generally they do, right? And so it spreads, right? It's something as simple as a smile. It can be either quiet or loud, as you just said, simple or complex. And so we have to find those ways in which we can connect with the other person in front of us, whether it's through virtual like this, or whether it's on the street or in our daily lives. A quick little story. Yesterday I went out and I had 3 stops and they were all so different, because the first one was just professional and just cold, and courtesy and everything, but the person did not have any interaction. They just do their thing and their thing. Then I went to the pharmacy and they were just depressed. I had to ask the person across, I had to say, is everything okay? And she said yes, but you could tell it wasn't, but she didn't want to go any further. Then I went to the grocery store and the young man was so pleasant. I mean, he was efficient. He didn't take up any time. It's not as if he stopped what he was doing, right? While checking out. I had to shake his hand and I asked him what he wanted to do, because you could tell he was in university. I said, is this your whole shift or are you finished? Normally I'm not that talkative, you know that. But he just made you want to, you know what I mean? He made you want to interact with him. He was so still professional, but so welcoming. And he said he wants to be in HR. And I said, yes, that's the right profession for you, right? So we talked like that. And then I was gone. He asked my name. I told him. But what I'm saying is 3 different interactions, but it was all about people connecting with people. And that is all kindness is, right? That's all it requires, is for you to just know what the other person is, because there's this quote that says, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So be kind always, right? And they're saying it's from Robin Williams, the comedian that's now passed on. But it doesn't really matter. I think they said the original one is from someone called Brad Meltzer. I just want to make sure I quote it properly. But it doesn't matter, because it's true. We are all putting on a face and going out there and struggling with something. So don't put any heavy burdens on anyone else. That is what kindness is. Lighten each other's loads when we can.
Yes.
That's certainly, for now, sister.
Certainly. Liking everybody lows when we can.
Yeah.
Because we know the struggles of lives are numerous, and you wake up every day, there is one thing or the other. But we have to we not just train ourselves to still flourish even within those challenges. Otherwise, you will go crazy. And that is why we want to train these children to still flourish even in their own challenges. The children are in school. They are studying. You don't know what they are going through. They're going to sit for an exam. The teachers don't know if this child ate, or this child has a headache, or this child is going through some mental challenge, or this child is lonely, because loneliness is a killer. Loneliness brings mental illness. Even we, the parents, you send a child to school, how many times do you communicate with your child a week? There has to be one special day. You come together online, communicate with your own child, talk with your own child. What can I help? Don't just impose. What can I help? What, even though you might not be able to help in their career, but you can certainly help to research something, just like you've been doing, sister. We can do that. Children, and give them the opportunity to be their own identity. Don't try, because when you do that, they spark up. They are so happy. They know that they are contributing to their own lives. You know, a lot of us that you see, like you said, we are putting on a show. And it's good to put on that show, because you don't take your problems into some other people. But make sure that you're putting on a show. It's a good show, that you have these tools that are going to heal you from the challenges that you have. We all do. No one is immune to those challenges. I bet you what happened to Mr. Ash Mufara, that he needs to start all over. If it was one of us, we would have put some people to hell, you know. But that is not the idea here. Society, we are being bombarded every day. When you wake up from bed to the time you go to bed, if we are not careful, our children develop mental illness because of this technology. Technology is a good thing, but technology, using it with ethical standards, is what we are talking here about. Know what your children are doing and do it, but more so, be kind. Be kind. When you walk around, you see people are sleeping under the bridges. There are people that are begging. They are begging for food. There are people that don't have water to drink. Yet we are littering our lakes and our water, polluting the water for no reason. What are you doing in your own capacity? We have to do it individually. You spoke to those 3 people yesterday, but there was one, that young man. Do you think that he didn't have problem? He does, but he knows the importance of doing good, of showing kindness in your voice, showing kindness the way that you smile at people, showing kindness the way that you dress up, showing kindness the way that you share with your neighbors. Have you ever found out if your neighbors has, or the children have books or writing materials? That's what we are talking about. That's the kind of kindness. We think that, no, you have to be able to give somebody millions. No, those millions come later on. You have to be able to build that foundation of kindness, which should be part and parcel of your values, because these are the things that we were created with. We are created with. So, we have a lot of, what are the key pillars of sowing kindness in people? Seeds of change is very important, and change starts here. A mindset of growth, not a mindset of stagnation. It starts with there. Because what you think is exactly what is going to come out as your action. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is a seed that grows into something greater in life. Little by little, but it starts little. The revolution, like the unpassive revolution, begins with individuals planting seeds in their communities. This is what unpassive is all about. Mr. Ashmufara didn't just bring us together to just sit there and say, oh, I'm going to hoard these apples to myself. No, it begins with us, you and I, planting seeds in our community, but it starts within us, in our home. You don't expect a teacher to teach your child well when you have not even taught yourself and your child well. A child will embrace what the teacher is teaching and trying to find a middle ground depending on how we have raised this child. And global kindness, we are talking of unpassive. It's a revolution. It's a global kindness revolution. Kindness is the universal language that transcends race, transcends religion and nationality, by fostering a culture of empathy and compassion. Just like you said, sister, the revolution seeks to break down barriers and encourage cross-cultural dialogue, like we are doing here. You guys just came here. You're speaking somewhat in Hindi, but that is what we mean by cross-cultural, without having to tell somebody what you're doing is wrong, without having to pass judgment on other people. So this is so important, ensuring that the well-being of all of us, all our children, is number one. If you don't help yourself and your children, there'll be no need for you to come here in One Global Movement. That's not what we're all about. You got to help yourself. Help your child. Be kind to yourself, to your child, to your wife, to your family, and your neighbors. Look out. Oh my. Let me see if these neighbors had something to eat. Or why is this child running around here without going to school when school is going on? Those are the kind of things that we are talking about. Not the cars that you drive to show that you have the best car, not the homes that you live in to show that you have a mansion, not the money that you hoard and keep in the bank. Money, you learn how to receive, but you also learn how to pass it on to another person. This is very, very important. That's the kind of kindness we are talking about. Empowerment through education. Kindness through education. Education here starts from home, not the classroom. Informal education, ethical education, education that has values, that you teach your children according to your cultural values, that nobody should take them away from you. And you do it with humility, with grace, and with grit, with determination to say, I am going to do this. Okay? And you have to take time to do it. When our children are misbehaving out there, we must have missed a mark in those children. Because children by nature, they want to explore. But when they explore, they realize that it does not match with the values that we, the parents, promoted at home. Seeing us, you don't talk, you do it. The children learn by seeing you do it, not you talking. Because when we preach to them and we are not doing it, they're never going to do it. They're never going to do it. And we must have contributed to their problems out the home, because They will not know what resource can I pull from within me that my parents taught me, that I saw my parents doing to help me out there. Those problems are always going to come. But what are we doing? What kind of kindness are we showing? Real kindness come in three phases, which are the natural things that we were born with. Do you have love for yourself and your children? And love comes in making sure that they are educated according to our values, and that they too are doing the same thing in the world. And then, are these children well fed? Are you growing your crops according to the soil in your place, or you're growing according to what somebody put in your brain to do? Are you growing it to feed the community, to make sure that they're healthy, or you're growing it just for the sake of getting money? This is what we are talking about. Are these children wearing clothes, the right clothes for the right weather? Are you playing with your children? Are you eating together with your children? Are you really respecting your family, your wife and your husband? These are the things that the children will see. And then collaboration and unity. Let me just mute something here. Okay, that works a little better. So, collaboration and unity, the revolution, unpassive revolution or one global movement is not about the individual or organization or your bank or your status in society, but a collective effort. 1.4 million founding account members. That is a collective effort from all corners of the globe. He didn't just go to the rich. He came to some of us that think that we are not rich, but for me, I know that I'm rich because I have the knowledge. God has given me the knowledge to look for wealth, But a collective effort, we are stronger together. We are stronger together by working in solidarity with communities, businesses, non-profit organizations, and governments. We can create lasting impact and legacies through shared resources, ideas, commitment, through kindness. This is so important. And so if anybody has anything, go ahead and do it. Mr. Anybody
Well,
that has...
sister, as you were talking about there, you're emphasizing that it does not require any kind of specialized education or incredible worldly possession to be kind. It starts with intention, and as you said, it starts in home, because kindness breeds kindness. So when we are looking after our children or whoever is around us, we have to be real and authentic about that, and then it spreads, because that is how we generate a kindness that's in our communities, in our homes first, in our communities, in our nations, and across the world. Just be kind. As I said, regardless of whether the person reciprocates or not, you will find the person who needs your kindness, your niceness. Yes. Not everybody is, especially nowadays, not everybody is responding to that. It does not matter. That is other people's attitude should not dictate how you live your life, right? Mm-hmm. So right. You just be a kind and a nice person, because it makes life so much easier for you and for other people, right? It doesn't require any material thing to give kindness. Whatever you have to offer is enough. And it may just change someone's life, because as I said before, you never know what other people are going through, and just a kind word can save them from... I've heard stories about somebody said they were getting ready to destroy themselves, and somebody did this or somebody, and then they realized the world is not as bad. I've heard it. This is a story, anecdotal, that you hear over and over and over again, in religious circumstances as well as in the secular circumstance. People just found so even though social media has been maligned, and I mean, it does get its name bad because there are bad things going on there, but social media, somebody will say they saw a post. That's why I like to share good posts, because they saw a post from somebody and then they thought, yeah, I'm enough. Or yeah, I could. And then they don't do what they were going to do, because taking your own life is the ultimate sign of hopelessness. It is. Yes. And a kind word can avert that, because it has. I know it has. Yes. So kindness costs the person who's being kind nothing. Maybe it costs you a little bit of time, slowing down, as I said. The different interactions yesterday. You don't know how your one little thing can impact somebody, and that person might become a world changer. You don't know. So please.
We don't know. That's why you see these little ones here. These are our world leaders. They are the CEOs of major corporation. They are the Ash Mufaras of the world. They are the Martin
They
Luther
are
King.
absolutely
Nelson Mandela of the world. They are the
Martin
Muhammad
Luther King
Gandhi of the
yes
world. We
yes
know those things, and it is us who have to create that path for them. Yesterday, like you were talking about your experience yesterday, I called this somebody referred him to me. It's a young 25-year-old aspiring man,
yeah
and we talk. I wanted him to help me with something. And we ended up talking, and he says, I need to come there to educate the young ones on financial freedom and financial investment and other kinds of investment, because that's what I was calling him to do with regards to
yes
my credit and other things. And
yes yes
we ended up bonding so well, and he's so gentle. And I said, it is always good to treat somebody well, because if I started with a bad word, our words have power. If I started
yes
with a bad word, he would not even want to help me,
no
And here we
exactly
are, referred by somebody, and the chains keep growing, they keep connecting, and it keeps going. These are
yes
simple things. We're not looking for them out there. They are right here within us. We're not looking.
absolutely sister
And
absolutely
therefore, when hope, we have to give hope to the future with our kindness. Mr. Ashmufara has been kind enough with us. We need to know that.
Mhm.
I always
Mhm.
say Ashmufara because he brought us here together. Otherwise, I will not know you guys, and you guys will
No.
not. So the ultimate goal of the mantle of hope, which is one global movement, and even on passive is a mantle of hope. Revolution is to create a world where every person, every child, regardless of their background, can thrive, not just survive, but they can thrive. Through
Yes.
kindness, we can aim to spread hope to all corners of the globe, ensuring that no child, no person is left behind. And now I want a call to action. We cannot just talk without calling to action. When we talk without taking action, it is useless. So I am inviting each and every one of us, 1.4 million founders, and I'm sure there are more now, from Unpassive, because that's the reason why Mr. Ashmufara brought us together, to come here. Come when you can, because you also have other obligations with yourself
Yes.
and your family and your children. Come
Yes.
here and let us hear from you in your community. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to talk about? So we put down these programs so that when time comes, we can begin to impact the child. Even a child that is specially able, even they don't have hands or they don't have eyes to see, we can still do something. They can still contribute. We have seen the stories, and we are living the legacies of other people. Steve Wonder is still alive. He was born blind, but he is impacting the world in so many ways. I've seen it from my mother's auntie. She passed away at the age of 90 something. She was born with a kind of disability, but the way the mother was determined to train her, she trained her like a normal child. She became the best, educated her children, very clean, did everything for her children. And the one of the children is a nurse, one of the biggest nurses in Cameroon. She built a home, bought a very good car, recruited a driver. You see her in there. And people who are laughing at other people, they will not believe it. So this is what kindness can do. So a call to action, please. We need to spread the word. The gospel of one global movement is to help eradicate hunger, illiteracy, poverty, abuse,
Yes.
build generational wealth while helping these young people to live a life of leadership and purpose. So we need to
Amen.
come together, like Mr. Ashmufara says, come
That's
together
right.
with kindness. So join one global movement revolution in
Yes.
2025 and beyond. Become part of a change. You got to change something. Spread kindness in your community. First of all, spread kindness to yourself, in your home, and then in your
Yes.
neighborhood and in your
Yes.
community, in your country. Take action towards children's education, action towards poverty eradication, and inspire others to do same. Together, we can cultivate a global environment where every life is touched in special ways by the seeds of kindness and hope. We can all do this. Let us be the revolution that transforms our world. Let us plant the seed of change, one act of kindness at a time. And we can do that. When you are eating, know that there are people who are begging on the street. Maybe you can share your food, your plate of food, and give it to somebody. When you are wearing these clothes and changing them, maybe you can learn some of your clothes to people who don't have. Maybe you can go to the homeless shelter. Maybe you can go to organizations that are feeding the poor and the hungry. Maybe you can go to refugee camps. Maybe you can just go to the hospital where the mothers are having newborn babies. You can do something. You can donate something. You can do something. There are a lot of ways that we can know. Everybody has something. Maybe you can go and read a book to those newborn children. The voice, they are hearing you. Nobody should ever fool you. They are understanding you. Maybe, just maybe, you can help somebody, give them transportation to the hospital. Maybe you're a medical doctor. Maybe you can volunteer your time to treat other areas, patients in other areas that they don't have the health insurance, or they don't even have the money to go to the hospital, or buy medication to somebody. Or maybe you can go and sweep the home and mop the home and clean the homes of. There is always something to be done. I just came from the suburbs yesterday to check on this father. He is 84 years old. And I checked on him, and I want to make sure that he's okay, because he doesn't have any family. But we are all family to one another. The way Mr. says, I am your brother. That means we belong. We are a family. And we need to do that. We shouldn't, blood or no blood, we are all family, because we come from the same human race. And we're created under the same image. We come from the same place. And then we begin to spread out. And nobody can take that away. Don't let anybody fool you. So thank you guys so much. We could volunteerism. Always, if you're asking for something from the government, what did you give to that government? Go and volunteer. Volunteer to do something. And then random acts of kindness. You can put something in an envelope according to how your heart tells you. Take it to the streets and give it there. Or you go, don't cook food unless you're licensed to cook. Go to these fast food areas, buy food, parcel it well, put a flower on it, or draw a heart on it, and then buy some good drinks, a bottle of water. Go give it to these people who don't have food to eat on the street. Supporting mental health. Mental health is killing a lot of our young people and us. We need to do something about mental health. Donating goods or money, we talked about that already, to charity organizations. Like you're contributing to clean water supply all over the world. That is something that is so important to do. I am also contributing to a lot of things. I am paying tuition for children that I would say don't belong to my family. We got to do that. We got to do it. I am also volunteering to weed people's farms, because I can do it. That's volunteerism. We can do that. And then we can actively practice inclusivity. Now, you see that they are discriminating against certain people in your country. What do? You go to those people, try to include them. Try to include them and do it with love and give them time, because they've been so relegated to the background that they are fearful of everyone. They don't trust anyone. Give them time, include them. Maybe it's Christmas time, or maybe it's your cultural holiday. Bring people together. Food unites. Food is love. Food is togetherness. Food is kindness. Bring people together through a traditional meal that is so delicious that those people will be happy that you did. Environmental kindness. Acts like planting trees. Go and plant a tree in a school or in a government building. You are sowing seeds of prosperity and growth and happiness in people. Supporting local businesses. Okay. Like what One Global Movement is doing. If it's not 5 chicks per child or seed program or educational program, what can we do? We can support a business. $20 or $30 can go a long way in different countries in the world to support a young child who wants to start a business. And then we make sure that child grows, because we are going to be checking every quarter or so. and following One Global Movement website with those things. So we make sure that these children grow. And then we open them bank account in the best banks in the world. They keep building it. They don't withdraw when they keep building, they keep building, they keep building. And we check to make sure we're not just handing them money, but we are making sure that they're investing in order to grow. A lot of things, money, mentoring. We talk about that, mentoring and empowerment, empowering others, like what we are doing here in One Global Movement. Academy is what we are doing here, and it will come in a better way, and we'll do so many. Forgiveness and compassion. Forgive. Learn to forgive, because if you don't forgive, you're hurting your own self. A lot of other things. Each small act of kindness contributes to a larger shift towards a world that values empathy, that values compassion and collaboration. Imagine the world of technology, what we're going to be using, the clean, safe, and valuable technology from Unpassive. Just imagine how we can affect the lives of billions of children around the world. And as we're talking, they're giving birth right now. They're giving birth every minute. They're giving birth. They're giving birth. So we have a long way to go. So, sister and our brother, if you have anything, contribute. Otherwise, we will appreciate our wonderful, amazing audience here. Sister, you're muted.
They're being very noisy here, and so I don't want that to come through. But I just wanted to remind us that it has nothing to do with the other person's reaction, right? Mm-hmm. If you go out there and kindness is your default position, let it be part of your DNA, just because you never know how that might change the person. They might think, what am I doing? Because, and that's another way you can affect what you want to see in the world, as they say. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Yes. Travel through the world with mindfulness of kindness, because treat others as, all those things are true. They sound like cliches, but treat others as you want to be treated, just like what you said, because sometimes, yes, I do not like people who do not work efficiently or do not do what they say they're going to. Sometimes when you're calling a professional office, you have to really sit down and think about how you're going to approach, because if, you can say the wrong thing and then it just escalates and it doesn't show kindness. Mm-hmm. But, you never know what they're going through, and they will tell you how busy they are and whatever it is. And that's true, because people are overworked right now. They're asked to do many things that they weren't doing before because they're understaffed. And so your tendency is to get a little bit short with them. I mean, at least that's how I see it, because I'm a very efficient and effective person. And yes. So when somebody's not holding their end, I tend to do that. But even in the doctor's office recently, I had a new doctor, and I was amazed at the amount of signs everywhere that is pretty much asking for the clientele to please be kind, please show respect. And I'm thinking, a few years ago, we never saw those signs. Yes. Everywhere now, they're saying, please be kind to our staff because this and that. And that just shows you how the need for kindness has grown.
It's grown. And now that you're talking, I'm thinking about putting it on my car and driving it everywhere. And I'll have a Velcro put here, One Global Movement, please be kind.
Please be kind, because it seems as if, yes, it's becoming rarer and rarer. People are short, and especially on social media, where they think they're anonymous, they are feeling so free to express even the most outrageous rudeness. Mm-hmm. And so we, on One Global Movement and on Passive, if you want to say that too, we should now hold up the banner and try to be bringing that change back to the world, because what is wrong with being civil? Yes. Especially if the person did not do you anything in the first place. You're just taking your frustrations out on them. That is not the right way to go to the world. It's not.
Yes, it's not. So, yeah. And I will tell you guys a little story about me here, which is to say everything that happens to you, whether it is good or bad, happens for a good reason.
It does.
And things that don't happen to you, we ought to thank God that they didn't happen, because it happens for a good reason. Yes. When things don't happen the way you think on your own time schedule, know that it is there for a reason, and thank God. Because certain things, if you force them, they hurt you. They will hurt you. And so I have been home for almost 3 years because of a work-related injury that affected my brain. Yes. And I'm still going through therapy. Forgetfulness is one of the things that I'm suffering from. But thank God that I am recovering. If not of you, Yvonne, and all of you who are researching and doing things for this thing, I will not be anywhere. But the thing that is helping me to recover faster, because the way I recovered, the doctor said I went to all the kinds of specialists, and these doctors were very kind to me. Very, very kind.
Thank
They
God.
even asked me to go on a disability. I said, no, I'm not disabled. They say, for right now, that is the only option. You can come off it later. You know, so I'm saying this to say sometimes God pushes you, like God allows something to happen to you that you get hurt in some cases, but take you to be somewhere. What I'm doing here today, there is nothing that I will even do. This is what makes me to heal what we are doing here.
Yes.
And that is why I am bent on doing it. Because when I sit and I think, what if I had died? I would not be here today to build this one global movement for the betterment of women and children and humanity. And this is something that is so dear to my heart from my grandmother with a blessing. And I thought, people have been so kind to me, even they're still kind to today. They're trying to make sure that I attend my appointment, because sometimes I forget things. And there are people living at home, Ngwe, and other people, they have to remind me a lot of and they are teaching me every day to learn to remember my own date of birth, to remember my own vital information that I don't until I have to look, because I have a baby. So kindness is very important.
It is.
3 years at home. How can you possibly survive 3 years at home? Even if you had $100,000, you cannot.
I know.
And so kindness, I'm saying this to say kindness, it starts with us. When you show kindness, it comes back to you from different people, from different angles that you don't even know. Because the kind of kindness that I'm being shown up to this day, and I'm sure it's going to continue and I fully heal, it's just by the grace of God. We all show kindness. And I just want to thank you guys, because when you come here, you are healing me. You're helping to heal me. It's not because you're doing something good for humanity, but at the same time, you're doing it to me, because I don't know any other thing to do but this one. When I'm here, I do things. I say
that's
things.
What kindness is, sister. We heal one another. We heal one another, right? We do heal one another, because in some way or another, we all have wounds that needs healing. And so healing, kindness is a collaborative healing as well, because when you see somebody else doing something, you say, wait, I could do that too, right? Because that is what it is. Yes. When you're vulnerable and you share with one another, it's amazing the synchronicity that comes from that.
It is. So, It is. Thank you so much. And let's appreciate our amazing audience. To everyone, we always appreciate you. Your presence means a lot. Without you, we will not be here. And without us, you will not be here. That's why we work together. The spirit of Ubuntu, the African spirit, which is the spirit that I grew up with, that you are there because we are here. And we are here because you're there. And this is the same spirit that Mr. Ashmufara is promoting in the world, and the spirit of kindness. So thank you. Hello, Razehab. Thank you so much for supporting us here today. And sister, thank you so much for always being here. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for your loyalty and support for One Global Movement, vision and mission. We appreciate you. Hashtag One Global Movement. Thank you. And please do us a favor. This is our Facebook page. Always go there and like and follow. This is one of the most simplest and easiest ways that you can start supporting our children. Share it in your groups and encourage your people to do, so that we can start having resources to continue with these programs, and also get the other programs to start working. We don't wait for On-Passe. On-Passe will come when the foundation is already firm, and then we can easily fly with it. Right, sister?
Right. Absolutely.
So here is the link. Here is the topic for today. We got that topic. And we appreciate Sir Manoj Jain. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. We highly appreciate you. And Sir Katik Santra, thank you so much. You guys are all amazing, the way you support us here. But don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to support children, you hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and also turn on the notification bell, so that this gospel can spread to every household in the world. So thank you guys so much. And let's go down here. We have our beautiful sister, Nancy. How are you, Nancy? We miss you on stage here, but we know that you're also doing the very best in the audience. So thank you so much, Nancy. We appreciate your work with our children. And our brother, Sir Shudi Jana. I don't know if we've seen you in the new year. Happy New Year to those of you that we've not said Happy New Year. Today is the last day of January, so we better say Happy New Year to everyone. So thank you so much, sir, for being with us here today. We appreciate you. And Nancy says, hello to the wonderful panelists and to entire team of OGM. Together we are champions.
Yes, we are.
We are. Thank you. And our children are too. Hello, David. Thank you. When I see you here, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for supporting us here. We highly appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. And we have Sir Ashokuma. How are you? Happy New Year. And we highly appreciate your persistence, your determination, and your resilience for supporting our children here. Thank you so much. And David says, I used to be like that. What am I doing? A lot. I'm getting my projects ready for when the apples drop. I'm going to hit the ground running.
Yes, indeed. Good for you, David.
Thank you. Congratulations. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I keep encouraging others and the children to do the same. Thank you so much. And we have Sanjaya Kumar. How are you? Thank you so much, sir. Happy New Year. And thanks for supporting us. Come again and encourage others to come. And the managing director is here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to One Global Movement. Speak with Heart today. Please feel free to comment here in the chat. Please type your thoughts and ideas right here. Thank you so much, John. And we have our brother, Sir Didi Dipok Dash. How are you? Happy New Year and welcome back again. Let us do this. Come here supporting on passive, because that is the kind of energy that Mr. Ash Mufara needs, is to support him, because the energy that you put in is the energy that you're going to get. We want here in One Global Movement to put that kind of energy that he will feel it, even if he doesn't see us, even if he's not present here, he will feel it, because that's exactly the way it is. When the energy that you're receiving is what you put out here. And me, I'm receiving a lot of good energy because I am after people. I don't take no for an answer. I'm going after everyone. Okay. So thank you. We need to. The children are hungry. They are dying. They are going. They are sick. They don't go to school. They don't know how to read and write. This is not a joke. We have to do it. It's a determination. Do or die, like Mr. Ashman.
Yes.
And Sir AP, how are you today? I help a poor woman to build a new chick house and put 10 chickens in it.
Good for you, Sir AP. Congrats. Yes.
The child program is going ahead. Thank you so much for doing that, Sir AP. I appreciate that. Yes. And Yvonne Finn, hello and welcome, and thank you for what you do for One Global Movement.
Thank you, John.
Always. Thank you. Thank you. And David says, I can take the food we grow with the farmers and give it to schools for a free lunch program. Feed somebody so they can feed their minds, for the people struggling to make ends meet. Yes. Yep. And even those that are not strong will share. David, thank you so much, because I think about the watermelon project that we did last summer. We grew about 160 something watermelons. We took them to the churches. We took them to neighbors. We took them to the maternity ward at the hospital. We took them there. They were very, very happy. You know, even how we met on the street, we said, would you like some watermelon? We gave. Some young men that were helping to change oil from our car, we gave them. They were so happy. They said, how much is it? I said, no. How much is it? Just do it. Pass it on to another person. It's not what you're giving. So it's so important. So thank you so much for sharing that, David. And Nancy, Jody, of course, hello and welcome. And thank you for all you do for One Global Movement. Speak with Heart. Thank you so much, John. And Sir AP, we're always happy when you are here. Hello, everyone here. Love you all. We are moving in this movement before it take off to the ultimate destinations. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Thank you so much. And David says, not free lunch, no such thing. Freedom lunch. Freedom lunch. Okay.
Oh, freedom lunch. Okay.
Freedom. That's a good one. Freedom London.
Thank you, David, for the correction.
3 parents from the worry their children can't eat properly because they are
Because of
on
the hard times, yes. Yeah.
That's why one of the programs for One Global Movement is to have a building when time comes where we will equip the building with computers, but then it has a library too there, and it has a supper table where when these kids come, they can come and sit there and study in peace and do their research. And there will be some volunteer teachers there to answer questions, especially in STEM and sciences, or in anything, so that when these children they study, they do their research, they go eat healthy meals, and then go home and sleep in peace, thereby relieving their parents to also have that calm head, So that is something that we are also working on. I'm grateful that you're doing that, David. That is so cool. And then kindness starts with love for self, and then give it to the rest of the world. Yes, that is so true. Thank you so much. And David, Doc Passive Rosalski, hello and welcome, and glad you will be ready and hit the ground running when the apples drop, as you put it. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. He's doctor of unpassive, right?
Yes.
And we have Narayan Sahu. If you're new here, sir, you're welcome into this global family from Unpassive. Thank you so much for being a part of us here. And make sure you share, you subscribe, and share it with your community and young people in youth groups in our community. We need to share. Come again. You're welcome into this family, and feel free, everyone here, feel free to hop on the stage here. This stage is here for everyone, not just for a selected few. We want our children to be all included, to feel that they're included, and to feel that they have choices. And that's why we invite everybody here. Thank you. And Sir Yusuf Adu, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for being here again today. If we didn't say Happy New Year to you. Thank you. And Sir AP said, hello, my dear friends on panel and our managing director, Mr. John Barilla. All audience here love you all. Hashtag OGM, hashtag unpassive.
Thank you, Sir AP. Yes.
Thank you. And Sir AP says again, greetings to all friends mention me. Love you all unpassive and global family members. Thank you. And saying Hapul said that he is always with unpassive with heart. Yes. Unpassive with heart. Thank you so much. Unpassive with heart, because that's what it's all about. And we have hello, Surrender Singh Pong. How are you? Thank you so much. And thank you for appreciating us here, the Unpassive family, Winners family, and all of us here on the panel and in the chat. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And Sir AP says, a world of want, ignoring need, not fate's decree, but human greed. The hands that build can also bind. Poverty's chains by man design. The poet is back again.
Yes, he is. I noticed.
Thank you. And let's go down here. The managing director says, show kindness to everyone through small acts that help someone, even in a small way, even with your voice, even with prayers, whatever you can afford. And we do have all those things. Or even saying hello when you're walking along a walking path, to say hello to the other person, to open them up, because a lot of people are so buried in their misery that they don't even recognize that
it's true. Another human voice. Yes, it's true.
The human voice, we have it. Even if you don't have, you can dance. You can shake your head, you can dance, you can do something.
Just something to lighten their load, as I said. People are
always
very down.
Make small acts of kindness. It does your heart good. Yes, it does. Hashtag JJB Tinman, hashtag Big Heart, hashtag Unpassive, hashtag Ashmo Fare.
Yes.
Thank you. And so when we are encouraging and supporting a family to do some poultry farm, organic gardening, we are building a strong and nutritious food for next generation, as well as uplifting and hugging humanity. Thank you. And it starts from here. With some people that think that agriculture is meant only for the poor community, they are wrong. Without food, you can't do anything. All right. And that is why, by the grace of God, Mr. Ash Mufara is going to help One Global Movement to own farms all over the world so that food will easily be accessible to the children, and especially a mother that is trying to put food on the table, that food will be there, but organically grown, not a GMO style, organically grown, our local way. Very important.
Yes.
Food sovereignty is very important.
And that's why it's so important what you're always doing, inviting others with the same mindset to join.
Yes.
Because that is what we're going to be allowed to do and able to do it when Unpassive starts, right?
Right.
Everybody who has those kinds of ideas will be able to find the resources to amplify and magnify those things. Because without food, as you say, it starts there. Food and water and a safe place.
Food
And
and
then
water,
you can,
number one. Number one, water is even number one because you have to use water to do everything.
Yeah, you do.
Everything is water. So remember
Absolutely.
that a hungry child is an angry child. A
Very
hungry
much.
man is an angry man. Do you remember when you don't even have food to eat, you start being angry because your stomach is growling, is aching. So we need food to feed it. Just imagine this technology from Unpassive, how you can use this technology to increase agriculture, quality agriculture in the world. I can't just wait. I am so grateful that I'm part of it. Anamal Kabir, how are you, sir? If you're new here, you're welcome into this global family from Unpassive. We highly appreciate you for being here today. Come again and encourage others and our children and young people to be with you. And be sure to subscribe so that you will be part of this global community and know when we are going live. Thank you. And let's go down here. And our beautiful sister, Melanie Mukamugema, maybe she's on break, but she's still managed to be on here. Thank you so much, sister, for being who you are and the kind of determined woman, but also thank you for taking care of the families around you. We appreciate you. And Saipi says, a human being got very little time in this world, so must do all those good acts without any delay. We don't know we will be here tomorrow to do. Yes, as said by Mr. John Barilla, small acts. Yes, a lot of people are in the graveyard. They never utilize what God gave them. And then that talent and buried in the graveyard. And now, guess what? God will ask them, and their children will be crying and say, God gave you this talent. What did you do with it? You carry it to the grave, daddy. You carry it to the grave, mommy. So we need to empty out ourselves into the universe, into our children, before we leave this world. Tomorrow, we don't know. Do it right now and do it to the fullest. Because if you are not here tomorrow, that legacy will be here to really be praying for you. So thank you so much for saying that. 1.4 million account, but that's a whole lot of people.
Thank you.
Throughout the world. As a
bye.
Young, bye. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, he needs some sleep. Example, the young girls.
31st January is coming meeting, as 1 February is today. 12:30 p.m. is late night.
No,
okay, go. Okay, thank you very much. We know that. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.
Love you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Ledega Gilma, how are you? Thank you so much. Happy New Year. And thank you for being here again today. We appreciate you. And well, I think I managed to create all of our folks today, but I still wish we could hold our audience throughout. Thank you so much, John. Little by little, they'll be doing it. Little by little. Thank you so much for doing that. And our brother Cecile Wire, how are you? Happy New Year to you and your family and all the children around you. We appreciate you here for supporting women, children, and young people. We thank God for Unpassive that brought us here together. Thank you guys so much. We've come to the end, and thank you for your patience and thank you for your contribution. Keep encouraging people. We want to affect every child, every young person, and every woman in the world. Thank you. Sister, I would like you give the closing remarks, please.
So back to the question of kindness and how it can play out in the world. I just want to ask a question. Have you ever helped someone out of instinct because you just couldn't refrain from doing it? Like opening the door, right? Or holding the door, or I go by public transit. So sometimes people are coming, young mothers are coming on with the big prams. What do they call them? The baby prams.
Yes.
And they're not managing very well. And you just reach out and help them. And they always so surprised because they're not used to people helping them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how surprised they were at the gratitude they expressed. It's easy to feel like kindness and gratitude are becoming rare in the world, but we can bring it back. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
The truth is that it is all around you. The possibilities, the opportunity to be kind, it's all around us if we just look out. Don't just, as you say, don't just bury your head and walk around. Look around you. Meet somebody's eyes. As I said, I had to learn to do that because I wasn't like that.
Yeah, I was surprised when you say, I'm not like that. I was so happy. I said, wow, coming together through Unpassive has really helped us a lot. We get out of our comfort zone, out of our shells. And
absolutely.
I'm really proud of that. And you're doing you are out there through your writing, through the work that you do.
And that's my preferred way of connecting, though, right? But that is behind the scenes, right? But I never wanted to be, although all my positions out in corporate America has always forced me to do that, but I always withdrew to my behind the scenes. I love to write. I love the word, right?
Yes.
But you can't live there. And I've learned that. So that's good because people need more than that.
We thank God for Unpassive.
Yes, absolutely.
And One Global Movement children are not going to let you just stay there, though. That's why.
Let me tell you something. One Global Movement and Dream Team, they have both forced me to really.
No, we thank God because you have that potential. They need to hear from you. That is so wonderful. And thank you so much for that wonderful closing. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Let us keep doing what we are doing to transform the lives of children, women, and children worldwide, helping them in whatever way we can. We love you all. And until next time, have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. I love to read what John says. I have to read it.